Welcome to Enigmas and Mysteries. Picture this, a world plunged into eternal night, where humanity no longer reigns as the dominant species. Shadows rule the land, and a sinister force emerges from legend to turn our worst fears into reality. A vampire apocalypse, a chilling thought, isn't it? In this video, we'll explore the terrifying possibility of a world overrun by vampires. How could such an apocalypse begin? What would it mean for humanity? And most importantly, could we survive? From ancient legends to modern theories, we'll dive deep into this nightmare scenario. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for more thrilling explorations of the unknown. Now let's step into the darkness and uncover the truth behind the vampire apocalypse. And remember, always question and seek deeper understanding. How the vampire apocalypse could begin. The beginning of a vampire apocalypse could stem from a single event, an uncontrolled outbreak of vampirism. Folklore often portrays vampirism as a curse passed through a bite or blood exchange. But what if it were a biological condition, one that spread like a highly contagious virus? Imagine this. Patient Zero, the first modern vampire, emerges in a densely populated city. They lose control of their hunger, biting multiple victims who, in turn, become vampires. The spread is exponential. Unlike traditional infections, vampirism offers its victims strength, speed, and immortality, making it harder to contain. The urban spread, cities, with their concentrated populations, would be the first to fall. Vampires would thrive in the chaos, targeting victims in poorly lit areas, alleys, and underground spaces. Nocturnal advantage. Vampires' affinity for darkness gives them a tactical advantage. They could strike when most humans are asleep, leaving little time for defense. Fear and panic. As news of attacks spreads, panic sets in. People flee urban areas, creating bottlenecks on highways and in rural towns. This displacement makes it easier for vampires to hunt. This initial phase of chaos might feel familiar. It mirrors the early stages of pandemics we've experienced. However, this time, humanity isn't fighting a virus. We're fighting predators who think, strategize, and adapt. A world controlled by vampires. Once the vampires established dominance, the world as we know it would cease to exist. Civilization collapses under the weight of fear and destruction, leaving vampires to create a new order. The blood economy. Vampires need human blood to survive, but an overabundance of feeding could deplete their food source. This could lead to the creation of blood farms, where humans are kept alive but confined, treated like livestock. Imagine vast underground facilities where humans are drained systematically to maintain the vampire population. Darkened cities. Over time, vampires might alter the physical landscape to suit their nocturnal needs. Cities could be shrouded in artificial darkness, with towering structures designed to block sunlight. Streets would be deserted during the day, and the human survivors would become shadows of their former selves, hiding in fear. Hierarchy of vampires. Within vampire society, a hierarchy would likely emerge. Elders or pureblood vampires, those closest to the original vampiric bloodline, might rule over others. Younger vampires, known as fledglings, could act as enforcers or hunters, tasked with keeping humans under control. Fear and worship. Some humans might choose to align themselves with vampires, becoming willing servants or cult-like worshippers in exchange for protection or the promise of immortality. These human collaborators would act as spies and betrayers, further dividing the remnants of humanity. Would humans survive? Despite the overwhelming odds, humanity has proven time and again to be resilient in the face of extinction. In this scenario, survival might depend on a combination of ancient knowledge and modern ingenuity. Weaponizing vampire weaknesses. Folklore provides several clues about vampires' vulnerabilities: sunlight, garlic, silver, and wooden stakes. These myths could inspire the development of weapons specifically designed to exploit these weaknesses. UV-emitting drones, silver-coated bullets, and flamethrowers might become humanity's primary tools of defense. Fortified sanctuaries. Survivors would likely retreat to locations vampires find hard to penetrate: mountain ranges, remote islands, or underground bunkers equipped with artificial sunlight. These sanctuaries could become the last strongholds of humanity, where communities work together to rebuild. Guerrilla warfare. Human survivors could adopt hit-and-run tactics, using their knowledge of daylight hours to launch strategic attacks on vampire nests while they sleep. Religious and spiritual practices. Many legends associate vampires with demonic origins, making religious symbols like crucifixes, holy water, and consecrated ground powerful tools. This resurgence of spirituality could unite survivors under a shared belief system. Scientific solutions. What if vampirism could be cured? Scientists might experiment with vampire blood to develop an antidote, or even create a virus designed to target the vampiric condition. Internal struggles among vampires. Even in a vampire-dominated world, unity among them wouldn't last forever. Blood scarcity. As human populations dwindle, vampires might turn against each other out of desperation. Elder vampires, unwilling to share limited resources, could prey on younger ones, leading to internal conflict. Rebellion among fledglings. Younger vampires, tired of living under the control of powerful elders, might revolt, creating factions within vampire society. These power struggles could weaken their dominance and give humanity a chance to regroup. Ethical vampires. Not all vampires would embrace their monstrous nature. Some might seek to coexist with humans, forming alliances to preserve life and maintain balance. The hope for humanity. No apocalypse story is complete without a glimmer of hope. Humanity's ability to adapt, innovate, and persevere could ultimately turn the tide. The rise of vampire hunters. A new generation of skilled hunters might emerge, trained to exploit vampire weaknesses and reclaim lost territories. Rebuilding civilization. Survivors could form underground networks to communicate, share resources, and strategize. Over time, these networks might evolve into thriving communities that challenge vampire rule. The redemption arc. Some stories suggest vampires can find redemption or even regain their humanity. Could a cure bring peace between humans and vampires? This possibility offers a hopeful, if bittersweet, ending to the conflict. A vampire apocalypse may sound like pure fiction, but it raises profound questions about survival, morality, and humanity's place in the natural order. Would we succumb to the darkness, or would we rise to meet the challenge? Thank you for joining us on this journey into the chilling possibility of a vampire apocalypse. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, always question and seek deeper understanding.